All right, class, welcome to the latest episode of CAD 101 for AutoCAD. We're up to assignment number 2, which is our advanced draw and modify assignment. So here we go. Here's the assignment. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been learning the basics, drawing and modifying. So lines, offsets, circles, moves, rotates, etc., etc. So this is a lab assignment that just gets us to practice that a little bit more. And instead of last week where we did just one drawing, we're going to have 5 drawings this week. So also very good use of both using absolute coordinates. So as you watch, you'll see I start off with a very specific point, and then relative modes of input, so degrees, angles, lengths of lines, not necessarily, locking it into an actual user coordinate. So you'll also be updating the title block. If you have not yet created your horizontal drawing template, I've got that in another video, so I'm actually going to skip that. We did that in class, so we're going to skip that, but you can tune into that video, check the playlist, and you can find the video pretty quick. So in this case, you can use either the horizontal or vertical drawing templates that we've created. I'm going to use the horizontal. These designs are small enough they'll fit in your vertical. I like having a little bit more space of the horizontal. Once you've got the file, you're going to want to make sure you update the title block. It's the exact same way we did last week. So number 3 says we're going to create the drawing by creating the following views, top and right views. Kind of a little misleading. You are going to create the front view that is given to you. And then from that, you're going to create on your own what the top and the right view should be. So think, where do, circles and line breaks take place and need to be documented from the side or right, top or right view. We've not yet learned hidden lines. So we're going to kind of cheat in this one. Anywhere where there should be a hidden line, I'm just expecting a solid line. So, and then last but not least, the thickness of each of these drawings is 1/2 inch thick. So a lot of the details are all on the front. They're different sizes, but the thickness, so when you do the top and the right view, remember 1/2 inch thick. As far as creating the files, use the dimensions that are in the front view to make your picture. You do not need to add dimension lines yet to them. We have not learned that skill set yet in class. You may see me from time to time pop it up just to put one in just to double check that what I'm doing is accurate, but it is not an expectation as I have not yet taught them. And then last but not least, the way we always save files in our class should be your last name, the class. So in my case, it's CAD 101. You're in Unit 2. It's assignment number 2, and then DX. So whenever we have multiple drawings for an assignment, I want a D and then the number on the end. So the first drawing will be D1, and then the second drawing D2, etc., etc. So hopefully that makes sense. And here I will fire up Fusion, and we will get into drawing number 1. All right, now we're going to start with drawing number 1. So I've gone ahead and I've updated my title block here. So the way you do this is your name should already be there, it's your template. So other than the last little bit, yours should say AX here and then not have a D because we haven't done specific drawings. Just double click on that text. You'll now get an editable file, text box. So if we were on the second drawing, I could just change that D1 to a D2. Left click out into space and the text changes. So we're going to save that as is. All right. So now onto the shape. So we're going to kind of, I hate to call it this, but kind of the way my brain works, we're going to machine this part. So this is what we're going to sketch. But I'm going to start by making essentially a 3.7850 by 3.603 square And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to add the rest of this to it. So highly encourage you to either take a screenshot, snag it, go ahead and pause and take a screenshot, snag it, or just click the link below to download this image file. I'm going to move this over to my other screen so I can go back to AutoCAD. So we're going to start with the line tool. Whenever you're in a function, I always recommend, double checking what the text next to your cursor says, what it says in the command line down at the bottom, just to make sure you've got the right function, you're at the right part of it. So in this case, it says line, specify first point. I've got my X, Y, user coordinate boxes, user coordinate system. And so this is where absolute coordinates come in play. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this at 2, 2. So I'm just typing 2. I hit tab, typed in 2, hit tab again. Both are got little locks, so we know that it likes it, or it's got it in place. We'll go ahead and press enter. Point number 1 has now been made. Now I'm going to use relative references. My height of my cube that I'm going to machine essentially is 3.7850 straight up. So I typed in 3.7850, hitting tab to lock that in. I want that to go straight vertical, 90 degrees, locked in, hitting enter. Now I'm going horizontally to the right, 3.603, hitting tab to lock that in. I want that at a 0. It's all locked in, hit enter, bring my line down. Again, 3.7850, hit tab, 90 degrees, enter. And now we're just connecting the points. Should say 3.603 and 180 degrees. If it does, we can go ahead and hit enter. Or I'm sorry, should have clicked. So hovering over that bottom right corner, getting the green box, coming back over, we've got 3.603, 180, hitting left clicking. Now I've got my, if I'm in manufacturing operations, I'm over at a mill. This is my, material. This is my square that I'm going to start cutting away at. So first we're going to go ahead and we're going to chamfer this corner. So right here in modify, it'll either say chamfer or fillet or even blend curves. Hit the arrow, make sure it's on chamfer. Check our command line. Chamfer, select first line or undo polyline distance or angle. Based off our sketch, we've got an angle of 45 degrees, so we're going to hit the angle. It's saying specify chamfer length on the first line. There's a number in brackets. I've already done the math on this, so I'm going to bring my calculator up. My whole square edge was 3.785. I want to leave 3.535 inches. That difference is 0.25. So if it doesn't already say that, it probably shouldn't if you haven't typed anything in here before. You're just going to go ahead and type it in again. So 0.25. Hit enter. The angle that we want to leave is 45. So 45, hit enter. Now select first line. So we want this vertical line because that's the one we measured. We're cutting 0.25 inches off this line. And then it's saying select the second line. That's our bottom. And now we've got our chamfered bottom corner. Not shown this yet, but just to show you that we're doing the right thing, I'm going to go ahead and show you dimension tool. So up here in annotation, we've got dimension. Again, you can always check the command line for what it's asking you. I'm going to go ahead, click on this vertical line, make sure that it's 3.535. It is, check. I'm also going to extend this chamfered corner up to the edge, and I'm going to do an angular dimension here just to show that it's 45 degrees. So again, I clicked on dimension, clicking on angular. I click on my diagonal line and then the vertical line, and I've got 45 degrees. So I know I'm good. Check. All right. I'm going to go ahead and erase this extended line. I don't need that. That's not part of the sketch. Erase. All right. It wasn't letting me erase. So we're going to undo a couple of times. There we go. And we're going to undo one more time. I don't want that dimension anymore. All right. So now we've got the overall outside shape. I do have that little recessed notch here. So I'm going to use offset just to use some of the tools we've done before. We're going to do an offset through from the bottom line up. That is 1.25 inches. And then we're going to offset from this right line over here. That went 0.655, enter. And then from here, this way was 1.870, enter. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim, because I no longer need that line, that line, that line, or that line. So just left clicking, kind of hovering over the line segments I no longer need. Once I'm done, there we go. So now I've got my overall shape. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and throw dimensions in there just to get it looking good. But I know, because I used very specific and relative distances with the offset tool, everything is lined up. All right, so now we're on to the top view. So to make these lines on our edges project up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the extend. And then I'm going to use offset from the top. Nope, I want to do offset and then through. Don't forget your clicks. So left clicking now on the top of my front view. I'm going up, and we're going to just go ahead and give ourselves about 2 inches of space before we start our top view. So through here, 2 inches. And enter. There we go. And then we're going to offset from there. We're going to go up 1/2 inch because everything in this is 1/2 inch thick. There we go. So now this small inner rectangle is what we need left. So I'm going to go ahead again, trim, get rid of these top lines, those middle lines. There we go. Now we just need to add in our lines for any of our elevation changes or breaks in our part. Normally we would be doing hidden lines here, but we've not learned hidden lines yet. So we're just going to do solid lines. So we're going to go through and project or do offsets to get these lines in place. So offset, we're going to go from the offset through from the right line over this way, and we are 0.655, enter. From here over, and this was 1.870, enter. And then last but not least, one more, 0.765, enter. There we go. So now we've got our line that correlates to here, one that correlates down to there, and one this correlates down to this corner here, the beginning of our chamfer corner. So that is our top view. If we wanted to just demonstrate that we've got enough space for our dimensions, again, dimension tool. If I click on the top line, let's zoom in a little bit. It's trying to give me, there we go, we've got that one. If we went from that center point to that one, 0.655. From that mid to that mid, 1.870 from here to there, 7.650. So plenty of space to throw dimensions in the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and undo. We don't want dimensions kind of making it a little clunky for this assignment. All right, so now we got the top view. Now we want the right view. So we're going to go over to extend. We're going to extend this top bar all the way over to the edge. We're going to extend this bottom all the way over to the edge. And we're going to do something over in this space. So offset the right-hand line of our front view. Again, make sure after you do offset, click on through at the bottom, click the line, bring it on over here. Doesn't really matter how far, but I like whole numbers or non-crazy decimals, so 2.6619. Probably don't like that too much. We'll just go 2.75, give ourselves plenty of space. There we go. We now want to offset that this way, half an inch thick. There we go. We're going to now trim. Get rid of those middle lines, get rid of these outside lines. There we go. That's the overall external shape. So now we just got a couple of lines that we need to add in here. Also, remember, this is not a through hole. So you need to do a vertical line as well. I'm going to do it halfway. So we're going to go ahead and offset. We're going to make all of our lines real quick. So offset through, we're going to click the left line. We're going to come into the middle, 0.25. Again, this is our halfway line. I always like to hit tab, but this one's not a tab function, 0.25. Enter, there we go. Now we want to go from the bottom up. That is 1.25. Enter, there we go. And then, being a little tricky here, the last one, we're going to actually go from the top down because the dimension that we have in the assignment is measured from the top, 3.535. Enter, there's that line. We're going to go ahead and we're going to trim. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So this vertical line and this horizontal line equal that pocket. This horizontal line equals this chamfered angle right there. So that is all accurate. We are good to go. We're going to escape out. And that is drawing number 1. Going to go ahead and hit save. We're named the right thing and we're good to go. Go ahead and save. Do a file export. DWF, which is our drawing file. Export it to where you need to, probably your desktop, so that way you can attach it to your email and submit that file. All right, this was part 1 of 5 videos for this assignment. So if you found this one helpful, you want to go ahead and click on the video on the left to get to drawing number 2. As always, if you find these useful, you like my channel, subscribe, send me a comment, let me know what was useful, what wasn't, if there's any skill sets you want me to demonstrate further going forward. And thanks for tuning in.